Hi everyone, this is BDevine, of course, and thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you, and you are on a magnificent journey, and there are going to be so many things along this journey that will pull you back, and so many things that will propel you forward. So, with the flame sovereignty work, we build a stronger us. We begin to take charge of our lives in ways that we have really never done before. Okay, and so I'm here to help you as you navigate with this journey. Awaken what you already have inside. This is not about me giving you something that you don't already have. I am just simply helping you remember. So, yesterday, if you were watching, I did a video on angels versus guardians. It's a very, very interesting topic, and how the guardians work with us to restore a stronger, more capable self. Now, today we are talking about the vault guardians. It's a little bit different, and spirit guides. Okay, so how we have our spirit guides, of course we do, but also one of the biggest confusions in spirituality is that people keep saying, my guides told me, but they don't know who exactly they're listening to, or what layer it's coming from, or why it sometimes helps and sometimes it can be scrambling them or scrambling you, the person that's listening. So we're going to break down also in psychological language and in flame language what this actually means. Okay, so we're going to break down what your spirit guides actually are, what vault guides and vault guardians actually are, what a vault actually is, why vault access is earned through capacity, it's not wished into reality, how to feel the difference in your body, and I'm going to take you through a vault connection visualization. It's clean, it's grounded, it's sovereign, it's easy. You will have those experiences. The goal is really not to have these lofty outside of yourself experiences, but because we're transitioning from the old ways of doing things spiritually into our flame sovereignty era, we might just need to transition a little bit easier. Some of you can take a direct transmission and do something with it in your life immediately. Some of us, we need to be shown in a more gentle way. Okay, so as always, I've written this, and I will actually try to create a journal. And if you want to download the journal, you can just go to my Patreon page. There is a free option. You don't have to be a member. And I will add this video and a special journal for you to download instantly as well. Okay, so if you have ever felt like, I know that I'm meant for more, but I can't access it consistently, or I get messages but I don't know what's real, or I'm tired of being guided in circles, then this is an episode for you. Okay, so let's start with a psychological truth here. Guidance is not just a spiritual event, it is a nervous system event. Meaning the same message can land as clean truth for you or as obsession, depending on what your state, or what state your body, what your mind, what your energy field, what it's actually in. Okay, so today I'm not going to just tell you definitions. I'm going to teach you discernment through your physiology. Okay, because your body will tell you when you're in regulation, which is stable, when you're in activation, which is anxious, hyper, right, urgent, when you're in collapse, which is numbing and foggy and depressive, or when you're in dependency, where you're addicted to more messages, right? You can't settle unless you've heard or had your fix or whatever, right? Vault level guidance does not arrive cleanly in obsession. Vault access requires stability. Now, this is a very, very easy little mini sort of webinar, right, that I'm doing these pretty much every day, but there will be further training in deeper methods of vault work and where those locations are and what we can find from this. It becomes very deep and very interesting. So this is just going to give you an overview, okay? So part one, here we go. Spirit guides, okay, your human life support. So spirit guides, we all have them. They guide our spirit. It is a supportive intelligence or a supportive layer that helps you navigate on the human journey. Okay, there might be your loved ones, it might be your ancestors, it might be a guide that you're already in knowing of, in connection with, right? Goddesses and deities or whatever it is, right? They are emotional stabilizers. They are very compassionate in mentoring. They are guides. Guides can also spot patterns and draw your attention to those patterns. They are supportive protectors in day-to-day life. They help with relationships, healing, grief, work, okay, creativity, decisions, confidence, helping you to discover the next step, okay? Psychologically, spirit guide contact feels like secure attachment, emotional calming, the return of self-compassion, simple, practical clarity, and spirit guides tend to speak like, take care of yourself, calm your nervous system down, have a conversation, rest, you're safe to do the next step. They are guiding your spirit. They do not fortune tell. They can give you glimpses of future and the things that you've created for yourself, right? But it's still up to you whether you do anything or not. Like, if you got a push to start making videos and you didn't, that would still be okay, right? It's up to you. You have free will. Spirit guides help you stabilize. They're not here to build your empire for you, though. They're here to help you move through the human chapters without abandoning yourself, okay? So now, this matters because many people are trying to use spirit guides as vault guides as well, or to spy on other people's energy. Any spirit guide that's telling you that that's okay, you need to make sure that you have gotten rid of that energy immediately. That's a false guide, okay? They give you false ideas of grandeur. They give you the message that you're the one, you're the best, you're the most, you're the chosen. Get rid of it. It's not accurate. And I see this a lot. There's a lot of people pushing the chosen ones narrative. It's extremely dangerous. Okay? Just use your discernment. You're going to know what's right for you. Right. So, people keep asking the comfort layer of the spirit guides to give them destiny level instruction. It's like asking a nurse to draw the blueprint for a skyscraper. Different role, different layer. Okay? So what is a vault? Okay, this is important. I do a vault immersion 12-week program with me specifically. I don't know, as I said, how long I will be actually the one guiding you through, or whether I will just start making these into courses that you can take yourself through. Because the idea for me, and the calling for me, okay, and the energy that I'm in, is to continue to share and to teach. That's what I'm in. So, a vault is a protected inner layer where the deepest parts of you are stored. And I'm trying to keep this really simple. It is your original blueprint. It is your true identity structure, your destiny strand patterns or your code, your highest charge gifts as well, the parts of you that are not meant to open while you are dysregulated. Psychologically, the vault is where implicit memory lives. The deep identity material that shaped your life. Okay? It's where implicit memory lives. The deep identity material that shaped your life. Okay? So these include early survival strategies, deep purpose codes, I can't be seen wiring, I must perform wiring, I must people please to survive, and also your latent power, your voice, your leadership, your sight, and your authority. The vault isn't locked because you're broken. It's locked because your system is intelligent. So, okay, why this exists? Because if you open high voltage material without the capacity to hold it, you don't awaken, you're going to destabilize. Okay? And this is why some people have these spiritual awakenings that become anxiety, obsession, paranoia, someone's watching them, someone's, got a funny tail light and all this sort of nonsense that starts happening, superiority, dependency, collapse, identity, confusion. This is when you can tell that someone is not ready, okay? It's not flame, it's an overwhelmed nervous system trying to process too much input without a structure, right? Without a structure at all. So, a vault guide or a vault guardian is what I call them. We know guardians are pretty no nonsense, tough, to the point. That's going to be your most help. So it is an intelligence that guards the access to those vault layers, that tests your readiness, enforces standards. You're only going to pass through certain things and have things open for you when you literally do something without anybody paying attention to you. The time that you don't answer a nasty message but instead delete or block or whatever you're doing, where you don't explain yourself or you over justify your actions, where you stop overcompensating to others because of the things that have happened to you. So, you overcompensate perhaps to your kids or your siblings or your parents or whatever. It's when you do these things and change these things that things begin to open at an even deeper level. It keeps your blueprint clean as well and opens the door only when you can hold what's inside without turning it into performance or chaos or just all over the place. Okay? So vault guidance doesn't always sound like, oh, it's going to be, sweetie, it's fine, you're good, right? It's not like that. It sounds like, stop leaking. Stop giving your power away. Why are you answering that? Why don't you just say no? Your energy's already telling you, what are you doing? No more bargaining. Build the structure. Stay in your lane. Stay focused, right? And here's the key. Vault guides aren't really here to comfort us. It's not about that. They're here to orient you, okay? Spirit guides help us to heal and stabilize. And vault guides help you to retrieve and build. Okay? How powerful is that? There's a different energy that is needed as we move forward into the future. Okay? And it's not what we've seen. It's not fluffiness. It's not over-giving, oversharing. It's not pulling your hair out while you're trying to help somebody and it's just stressing you out. It's not about things falling on deaf ears or wasting your time in areas that nobody cares. Nobody cares, right? It's like understanding your worth on such a strong level without being big-headed about it, but just understanding your worth, that you can spot something that's out of alignment with you immediately. You can diffuse yourself from getting worked up about anything, okay? And you're actually in a position within yourself where you start to grow. The confidence comes, the messages come strong in your life. You're more confident in yourself. You have no anxiety. You have no stress, because you simply won't allow yourself to be dysregulated like that. You simply won't allow it. And these are the steps towards it, right? So let's tell the difference. Okay, so the body doesn't lie. So here's a little test that ends the confusion. So your spirit guide signature is warmth, soothing, emotionally settling, supportive, right? The breath deepens when you're connecting with your spirit guides. It drops and you feel supported. Okay, it's great. There's nothing wrong with this. Okay, a vault guide signature is quiet authority. It is gravity, it's clarity, it's directness. So some people think that I'm stern or something. No, I'm just direct. I'm just to the point. This is so important to me, that the world gets themselves in a position of strength instead of running around, like stressed out, and everyone needs to be careful of everybody else. And people are actually afraid of people right now. That's not how it's supposed to be. When your guide there's vault guides there, you actually tend to stand straighter as well. Your jaw relaxes. You become decisive. You know exactly what you need to do. You feel less interested in opinions. It doesn't matter to you what anyone thinks. You want structure. You don't want anyone's drama either. It's like, no. And Spirit says, here's the next step, but Spirit guides. And your vault says, here's the standard. Make it clean. Make a decision. See how that's, again, the guardians we talked about yesterday are kind of a little bit more direct than our wonderful angels. The vault guardians are a little different than our guardians. So the vault guardians are really, really focused on structure. Okay. If you feel frantic or urgent or paranoid, it's not vault guidance. It is just a nervous system spike. Yesterday, for example, if we're talking about the guardians, right, we're talking about something changing. So without using anyone's sort of names or anything, so my husband's niece, okay, she went and had a mammogram. She got some kind of bad news, right? So it was just a test, and then they were going to do more tests and all this kind of stuff. And so my husband would normally like just be beside himself, but the way that she was carrying on, and like it was very early days, nobody knows anything yet, and she was just pushing all of this stressful sort of situation towards him, because he's a Pisces, right? Really empathic, kind, caring, like loving, supportive, all of those things. And he literally just had his hands, like his head in his hands at the table, and I was making us some dinner, right? So he had his head in, and I'm like, and he goes, oh, you wouldn't believe this. And I'm like, okay. So he started telling me the thing, and he goes, I just can't. He's like, I can't sit there and fall into this, this emotional stuff and all of that, right? Because I don't know what's happened. I'm like, I know exactly what happens. The guardian is keeping you strong, rather than getting yourself in a spiral emotionally. stressing out about something, that's early days, or adding worry to a situation, right? So people think that it's nice to hear that someone's worried about them, but it's not. It's just adding extra problems to you. So he really pulled himself out of it and just said, okay, well, I'm here if you need me. Let me know if you find out more, instead of, oh my God, this is terrible. Oh, that wasn't going to help. Now, this is something that he actually just felt, because why would you panic? Why would you get yourself worked up? Why would you stress about something that hasn't even happened yet, you see? So you become very strong in situations where ordinarily you would unravel, and if that's how you do things, where you get yourself worked up, or you get worried, or you get confused, or you start thinking on, I don't know, someone with a health problem that and you start feeling really bad about it and worried about it and concerned about it and fearful, how's that help you or them? And it's not about being cold. It's not about being detached from it. It's about being probably the only person in that person's life that is to the point, we've got this, everything's under control, and focusing on a solution rather than all of the possibilities that could happen. I certainly would rather, if something was going on with me, I'm going to want someone that's tough, that's standing there, that's taking care of things, right? And not coddling me, like, in any way. Now, not that nothing's ever going to be wrong with me, right? So the thing is that some people always have a problem as well. And when someone constantly complains about things that are wrong with them, it gets to a point where it's like the boy who cried wolf. When something really is happening, you've heard so many stories for the last 40 years that, well, okay, and that might be the big thing. So when you're looking for a connection, with the vault guardians and even your guardians, right? It is going to give you that structure and show you where you're spiraling down. And it shows you in quite a very simple way. My husband's like, I just can't do that. I'm just not falling into that. She wants to go and have all of this testing done and scare herself and all the rest of it, right? That's her thing that she's doing. And it was almost like gaslighting emotions, because she knows he takes things on, or used to. You see, someone does that, so they push your buttons as well. So not that might be exactly what's happening, right? But the person's all over the place. You've got to be steady. So the dependency versus sovereignty filter. This is the most important thing. So if your guidance makes you feel stronger, more sovereign, more self-led, right? More responsible, clearer, or does it make you still need more messages, or more readings, or reassurance, or validation? Clean guidance increases your sovereignty. And if your guidance keeps on chasing, refreshing, or needing, it's not a vault guide, it's a loop. And we've talked about those as well. So when somebody says to me, I'm getting such and such and such and such a message, what do you think? I throw it straight back to, what do you think? Because you've already been given the message, what do you need me for? And in the past, people would come for readings and all of those things that I did for so long. I do transmissions now, transmission readings. And it's not about fortune telling. It's about the field, your energy field. It's about vaults. It's about guidance. And some of it can be about angels too, and the future and timeline seeing and all of that sort of stuff. But it's not in exact terms. It's in guidance for who you are as a soul and where you're at on your journey, right? And so when someone says, but I'm getting da 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 da, and I'm like, well, hang on to what you're getting then. Like, what do you need me for? Right? You see what I'm saying? If you're looking for validation outside of yourself, make sure that you have your protection, that you've put your mirror flame up as well, that you're not absorbing from somewhere else or something else, or you're not letting fear, charge, and anxiety continue to charge you. It's not going to end well. It's going to give you a flat feeling, right? It's going to feel like nothing's ever resolved because you're literally just going around in circles. So, here's some examples. Money. Spirit guide would say regulate first, stop making decisions in panic, one step today. That's what your spirit guide will say. And the vault guide would say stop selling your power cheaply, build an office structure, raise your standards. Right? Example 2, relationships. Spirit guides will be have the honest conversation, don't abandon yourself. Again, there's nothing wrong with what the spirit guide is saying to you, okay? The vault guide says, this is violating your architecture. End it, shut the door. Because when you don't listen to that inner connection that is tougher, when you don't listen to that, that's when you got to go through another 10 years of whatever nonsense. So some people say, why do I keep attracting the same sorts of people? Because this message of, no, shut that down. No, you're making a decision too fast. No, you're just lonely. You don't need a person, or this person's great for you. What are you doing? Why are you moving around? And why are you see? It's like when we don't listen to that inner toughness, that's when we're just going around and looping around in circles with the same old situation. Third example is purpose. Spirit guides like, you're safe to create, keep going. Again, nothing wrong with this. Your vault guide will say, get it done every week. Choose your lane. Cut the dilution. Commit to something. Move ahead. Cut that out. Go for this. If you're asking something like, what do I do? Your spirit guides will say, just have faith and just keep moving forward and you've got this, right? But your guide will say, what can you do? What do you think you can do? Where has this led you before? Where is this going? Do you want to keep going around in circles? Do you want to keep second guessing everything you feel? How long do you want to do this for? You see? And that strength comes across to you. And so people say, wow, this person is so direct now. Like, I don't know, something's wrong. Oh my God. No, this person, when you start working with this and your confidence comes up and everything, can eliminate BS on contact before it even comes up. That's all that's changed, is that someone can't manipulate you anymore, right? Someone can't continue to spiral around in circles. They're going to be held accountable. So if you're a healer or something and you're giving someone advice on what's next, you know, what to do, and they don't do it, you can't help someone that won't do it, what they actually need to get to where they want to be. You can't do it. You can't keep on coming back to it and back to it and back to it and back to it. And then, you know, on a deeper level, if a client continually goes back to the same issue, right? There hasn't been a deep enough intake with that person when you connect with them to figure out what that pattern is and change that. Now, it's not about you as a healer doing things for your client, but you're working out patterns and structures and giving this information to them. You can energetically work with them and their energy to help them, but they must make all of these decisions for themselves and catch themselves in all these patterns, right? So, the vault guidance produces architecture. It produces what you're building. Okay, so why the vault is important to the flame. The flame is the stable signal. So let's make this really clear. Flame isn't fantasy. It is signal integrity. Okay, it is the origin consciousness. It's the part of you that stays true under pressure. No matter what anyone's saying, no matter how they're treating you, no matter what's going on, that you remain firm in your position. And so when people say, what's the flame for? It ends self-betrayal. It removes false roles. It collapses dependency. It returns you to your original design and gives you stable authority in your life. And the vault is where your original signal is protected. Nobody can copy this. Nobody can copy this stuff. Nobody knows my architecture, only I do. Nobody knows your architecture, only you do. And it starts to reveal itself to you. Anything that's copied falsely will burn. That's what happens. So the translation of this is that the vault keeps the real you safe from distortion, from people pleasing, false spiritual hierarchy, performance identity, trauma driven identity. The vault is the part of you that says, I am not opening this until you can hold it clean and steady, until you understand what you're doing, until you have the guts to move ahead, right? And it only takes doing something once and suddenly you're like, okay, I've done it now. There's a first time for everything, of course, right? And when you do it once, it's a little bit like, right? It feels different, but it also feels really good and relieving when you're finished. So, what locks the vault? This is a little bit of psychology with this as well. So, the most common vault locks are chronic dysregulation, living in flight, fight, or all the time, living in survival mode, right? Living in fawn as well, or freeze even. So the common vault locks are chronic dysregulation, identity diffusion. I copy people to feel real, might be that. There are many that do spiritual work that just, it's always copied from someone else. Shame, if I'm seen, I'm going to be rejected. Okay. Dependency loops and needing constant guidance, needing someone to tell you constantly. You don't actually. People pleasing, so you're outsourcing your authority. You're making sure everybody else is good, even when you're not. Addiction to intensity, mistaking activation for truth. And here's what happens. Here's what opens things that you can self-soothe. You can say no. You can tolerate truth. You can take consistent action, and you stop bargaining with your own integrity. Vault access is earned through capacity, right? You do not have to live suffering. You don't have to live in the cycles that you've always lived in. The only way out of all of those things is to stop saying the same things and to start reacting differently. This increases your strength and motivation. It doesn't mean that everything just magically happens easily to you. It depends where you are at, how you're regulating things, what you're doing daily to do this as well. And this is what this channel is all about, helping you to create miracles in your life. Right? You. Okay? You. So this exercise of putting our hand on our chest, okay? For me, this allows a focus in this area. It's like if you can feel a pressure, you can feel a focus. This is where the flame lies, where it lives, where it ignites, okay? And so we just breathe in and out, a long exhale. Right. The question is, what is one supportive next step for my well-being today? Wait, one sentence, one instruction. What is the one supportive next step for my well-being today? Okay. That one sentence and that one instruction is guide layer clarity. This time we're going to go deeper. Okay, so your guide will say, take it easy, just rest. You've got, kind of thing. Okay. The Vault Guide visualization. Here we go. So you can close your eyes, and if you feel good enough to do so, breathe in through your nose. Exhale longer than you inhale. Feel your spine. Let your spine become a pillar. And say, I choose stability over intensity. Now, imagine a hallway of quiet light. Not dramatic, not theatrical, just quiet light, stable. Each step down the hallway, you feel your shoulders drop, your jaw unclench, and your breath deepen. This hallway responds only to honesty. Down the hallway, you reach a door. It's strong, it's simple, it's undeniable. Place your palm on the door and say, I request vault level orientation only in a way that supports my well-being, integrity, and grounded power. Now listen, not for fireworks, but for truth. The door opens slightly, and a presence steps forward. Quiet authority, no performance. You do not need to see a face. You are just sensing a frequency. You are sensing stillness and command. And you ask, what must end to protect my blueprint? What structure must I build next and wait? You may receive a sentence, a word, a yes or a no. You might receive an image of an action. And if you receive nothing, that's also an answer. Just return to stability first. Now, the Vault Guide offers a key, not a shiny object, a principle. The key might be consistency, no bargaining, one lane, stop leaking, truth before comfort, structure. Take the key into your chest. and say, what is the first proof action within 24 hours? Let it be simple and doable. And say, I do not force what is sacred. I build the capacity to hold it. The door closes. The hallway fades. You return to your breath and open your eyes. So, the vault standard, what rule did you receive? You can write this down. I will create a journal if you go over to my Patreon, and you'll have it there. A leak check. Where are you violating this? Where are you leaking? Proof action. What are you going to do in the next 24 hours? The body signal. Did you feel calm, authority, or frantic urgency? Sovereignty test. Does this increase self-leadership? This is how you stop guidance from becoming entertainment. By increasing your self-leadership. If your guidance produces obsession and paranoia and superiority and urgency and dependency, remember, that is a loop. That's not vault level guidance. Clean vault contact produces calm authority, usable instruction, and increased sovereignty. So let's create a closing decree here. May all guidance that weakens me dissolve. May all guidance that clarifies me remain. I choose the voice that returns me to self. I choose the standard that restores my integrity. I open what is aligned. I close what is not. And I walk forward clean. So, hopefully you understand a little bit more about this now. It's very, very fascinating. In the next 24 hours, do the proof of action. Do something different, change something, shift something. And this is how you tell your system, yourself, I'm ready. The energy of the Vault Guardians and the flame work and the Guardians themselves and the connections with this is all about clarity, inner authority, strength, confidence, and where you spend your time and where you spend your energy. What things you feel guilty about and what you're letting go of, what's looping you backwards to maintain your sovereignty. That means that no matter what question comes up in your mind, no matter what situation that you're faced with, no matter what somebody else is doing, you're remaining sovereign, true, calm, and direct yourself. You are creating a new structure. And as we move into this flame sovereignty era, the consciousness of humanity will go back into the original blueprint eventually. And that means all of us will be so much happier, so much stronger, so much focused, so much things will start to be drawn towards us. We understand our timelines, we're working on things, our abilities that we have that are extremely ancient, awaken. And with all of this, we will have no need for other people's entertainment, other people's drama, other people's issues. And in fact, it might cause a very, very strong type of a shift and split in our in humanity, where there are some that are just going to continue to roll around in all of that stress and stuff, and the ones that are just focused in this direction and command the energy and become extremely strong and powerful, thereby creating a strong and powerful inner self, inner mind, and your body works beautifully as well. Things begin to change, okay? So let me know. I will now create a quick journal, and I'll add this to my free Patreon. Okay, so you'll be able to see this video, and then underneath with the about description, there will be something that you can download, and there will be a journal so that you can mark down all the things that you got as well. Okay, so thank you all for listening. I hope that this was helpful to you, as always, and awakened something within you that might have been buried a really long time, or given you an epiphany about something. Whatever it is, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. And until the next time, this is BDevine, and sending you many blessings. Bye for now.